Xiao Cheng, aren't you resting today? Why do you get up so early? I took a private job and went out of the city, and the pay was quite high. When it was distributed, the money I saved would be enough to buy Huan or a Kai pill. I heard that it's not peaceful these days outside the city. Why not? It's okay, I'll be careful. Huaner is quite talented in martial arts. You can't let Huaner be as mediocre as me. With Kaikiao Dan Huaner, there is hope to be admitted to the Hanwu State Intermediate Martial Arts Academy, then you don't have to do this anymore. You worked hard to sew people's clothes. Xiao Cheng, let's go together. I will sew a few more clothes and save some money for Huaner to buy monster meat to make up for his body. Squeak. The door rang, and the footsteps went away. On the bed, Ye Huan opened her eyes were full of helplessness. The ones who just left are his parents in this lifetime. Ye Huan got up and came to the kitchen with familiarity. He lifted the lid of the pot, and in the pot was a bowl of golden fried rice and a piece of black-scaled pork demon meat. Since he started practicing martial arts 6 years ago, this is the breakfast every day, rain or shine. Although the black-scaled pig demon is only a first-order monster, it is not something that an ordinary family can afford. In order to allow Ye Huan to eat a meal of black-scaled pig demon meat every day, Ye Xiaocheng frequently took private jobs and nearly died several times, and Lu Yun often worked overtime until the night. In order to make her parents no longer work so hard in this life, Ye Huan once told her parents that she no longer wanted to practice martial arts. That time, his father who had never beaten him gave him a fat beating, and his mother Lu Yun kept sobbing in a low voice. Since that time, Ye Huan never mentioned not practicing martial arts again. She quickly ate the bowl of fried rice and the piece of black-scaled pork demon meat, cleaned up the kitchen, and Ye Huan came to the yard. Phew, drink. After playing the body training boxing activity twice, Ye Huan sat on the ground and practiced the orifice training exercise. Cultivation of the orifices, 108 of the orifices, is the foundation of the Hanwu kingdom, and it is not a good quality. Ye Huan has long been very proficient in the orifice practice, and the practice of the orifice works like an instinct. 1, 2. Ye Huan's body acupoints lit up one by one, a total of 100 acupoints. The 100 orifice acupoints devoured the weak heaven and earth vitality in the small courtyard, and attacked the 101 orifice acupoints of the orifice practice. Again and again, Ye Huan stopped practicing the orifice exercises until the acupoints reached their limit and felt pain like the bites of thousands of ants. If you don't stop cultivating, you will damage the acupoints, and the gains will outweigh the losses. There are still 8 acupoints left before 108 acupoints are opened. It takes 3 days to open an orifice acupointment, and it will take 24 days to complete the cultivation of the orifice. And in half a month, the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy will come to the East Seoul Junior Martial Arts Academy to recruit students. Before that, the orifice cultivation exercise must be completed successfully, and this is just the threshold for the admission of Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. Work hard, work hard, work harder, Ye Huan, you can do it. Ye Huan clenched her fists and secretly encouraged herself. Ye Xiaocheng didn't know that in his eyes, Ye Huan's talent for martial arts was acquired through such hard work day after day. Whoops! After fetching water from the well in the courtyard to rinse her body, Ye Huan put on her white clothes and went out the door. East Hanchinj Junior Martial Arts Academy. When Ye Huan came to the Martial Arts Institute, the gate of the Martial Arts Institute was opening. Xiao Huan is here. Uncle Feng, who was watching the door, smiled and handed over a broom. Ye Huan took the broom and began to clean the ground of the Martial Arts Institute seriously. The sky was bright, and there were more students in the Martial Arts Academy. The youthful boys and girls walked past Ye Huan, and Ye Huan continued to clean the ground of the martial arts courtyard without any distractions. There are 1,200 students in the East Hanchinj Junior Martial Arts Academy, and the area is not very large. It took Yehuan half an hour to complete the cleaning. Uncle Fang, the sweep is over. Yehuan returned the broom to Uncle Fang and said loudly. Young people work fast. Uncle Fang took the broom and praised it, and put 10 silver coins in Yehuan's hand. Xiao Huan, this is the 10 silver coins for this month. At the end of the month, the assessment of the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy will be held. Is Xiao Huan sure? Uncle Fang, I will try my best. Yehuan said with a smile, and walked to the classroom with 10 silver coins in his hand. Father Ye Xiaocheng guarded the farmland outside the city, but only 100 silver coins a month. 10 pieces of silver are a lot. Uncle Fang looked at Yehuan Yuan's back, shook his head, a hint of helplessness appeared on his face. Yehuan, he is very kind, hard-working and persistent, so he used an excuse to give Yehuan the job of cleaning the martial arts academy, just to help Yehuan. However, Yehuan's aptitude for martial arts training is not very good. So far, he has not been able to successfully practice orifices. At the end of the month, the enrollment of the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy has been suspended. Huanzi, here. As soon as Yehuan came to the class, a burly boy shouted to Yehuan. Yehuan walked over with a smile on his face. The boy's name was Chen Tong, and he was his best friend. Chen Tong's father and his father were also colleagues. No one else in the class looked at Yehuan, as if Yehuan was a transparent person. Huanzi, why did you come here? It is said that Teacher Yang will talk about the assessment of the Intermediate Martial Arts Academy today. Chen Tong said excitedly. How much are you enlightened? Yehuan glanced at Tongdao Chen. 90. Chen Tong stopped immediately. The Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy was unable to pass the exam, so I had to go to other intermediate martial arts academies. Huanzi, listen to my father, your father is going to buy Kaikiao pill for you. I heard that you may be admitted to the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. Chen Tong's tone was full of envy. Yehuan was about to speak when a burly middle-aged man walked into the classroom. Yang Biao, instructor of the 10th class of the Eastern Han Junior Martial Arts Academy. At the end of the month is the assessment of the Intermediate Martial Arts Institute. Today, I will tell you about the assessment of the Intermediate Martial Arts Institute. The first is cultivation. With such high requirements, there are limits to the cultivation base. Yang Biao went straight to the topic as soon as he came up. The students in the class listened very carefully. That's it for today's class. I won't use the Martial Arts Academy later. I will try my best to rush down the cultivation base. I will come to the academy on the 25th. The academy has training for the assessment of the Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. The morning class ended soon, and Yang Biao directly announced the holiday. Yehuan and Chen Tong walked out of the classroom together. Yang Biao was packing his things on the lecture table, looking at Yehuan's back and shaking his head slightly. Yehuan, it's a pity. Yang Biao has a deep impression on Yehuan. He is the hardest worker in the 10th class. However, his martial arts qualifications are average, and he comes from an ordinary family. Not a problem. Leaving the Martial Arts Academy, saying goodbye to Chen Tong, Yehuan returned home, a small courtyard house located in Zikan. Yehuan was thinking about getting himself some lunch when there were messy footsteps outside the courtyard. What happened? Yehuan frowned slightly. Father and mother usually don't come back until evening. Yehuan suddenly remembered the conversation between father and mother in the morning, and a bad premonition rose in his heart. Bang! The dilapidated wooden door was pushed open, and a few middle-aged men carried a man covered in blood into the courtyard. Yehuan's body was shocked. The man covered in blood was his father, Ye Xiaocheng. Yehuan quickly stepped forward and helped a few people carry his father to the bed. During the period, Yehuan observed the injuries on his father's body. The wounds had already been treated. The most serious ones were the right arm and left leg, which were broken. A cold glow flashed across Ye Huan's eyes, and then he hid. Ye Huan thanked the middle-aged men who sent his father back one by one. After the middle-aged men left, Ye Huan looked at Chen Shan who stayed behind. "Uncle Chen, what happened?" Chen Shan looked at Ye Huan with admiration in his eyes. "This is a 16-year-old child, he is too calm. If it was Chen Tong from his family, he would have been furious long ago. Your father had a conflict with others and was unwilling to give up the Kaikiao pill that he bought for you, and his hands and feet were interrupted." Chen Shan said in a deep voice, his eyes filled with regret. "In the past, I always heard Ye Xiaocheng say that if he saves money to buy Kaikiao Dan, his son is expected to be admitted to the Hanmu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy." Chen Shan always laughed, but he didn't really believe it. How could it be so easy for the Hanmu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy? But Ye Huan's performance today made Chen Shan believe a little bit, but it's a pity that without the Kaikiao pill, Ye Huan may not even be able to reach the threshold. "Uncle Chen, is it a real conflict or is it for Kaikiao Dan?" Ye Huan spoke again. Chen Tong glanced at Ye Huan again in surprise. He thought he had already looked up to Ye Huan, but he still underestimated it. "I don't know, the conflict was over by the time we arrived." Chen Tong told the truth. In fact, Chen Tong had guesses in his heart, and the other party was probably coming for Kaikiao pill. Kaikiao Dan, 1,000 silver coins, equivalent to 10 months' wages. The wealth and silk are touching. "Uncle Chen, can you tell me who the other party is?" Ye Huan's eyes moved slightly. Even if Chen Tong didn't say it, how could he not guess that it was probably because of Kaikiao Dan? "Xiao Huan, you should focus on the assessment of the Intermediate Martial Arts Academy now, and leave the rest alone." Chen Shan's face was serious. "As for who it is, when your dad wakes up, ask your dad to go. This is 500 silver coins. Take it and show it to your father to find a doctor." Chen Shan said and handed over a bag of money. "Uncle Chen, thank you, I will pay you back as soon as possible." Ye Huan didn't delay, he really needed the money now. "Xiao Huan, I'll go first, the money is not enough, tell Uncle Chen, I'll find a way." Chen Shan said before leaving. Ye Huan thanked him again. After sending Chen Shan away, Ye Huan went back to his father's bed. Even in a coma, Ye Xiaochen's body was twitching, showing pain. "Kai Chi Dan." Ye Xiaocheng repeated unconsciously in his mouth. Ye Huan's face became colder and colder as he looked at his father who was lying on the bed, his face pale and in great pain. No matter who it is, he will make the other party pay the price. "No, that's for Huaner." Ye Xiaocheng woke up with a start, touching his injuries, and the cold sweat on his forehead instantly fell. "Huaner, I'm sorry, I'm useless, I lost the Kaikiao Dan I bought for you." Seeing Ye Huan in front of the bed, Ye Xiaocheng, who had just woken up, looked sad and annoyed. "Father, it's all right, if you lose the Kaikiao pill, you will lose it. Without the Kaikiao pill, I can still be admitted to the Hanmu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy." Ye Huan confronted Ye Xiaocheng on the bed. Ye Xiaocheng lay on the bed with a look of annoyance, apparently not listening to what he said. Kaikiao pill is the future of his son, but he lost Kaikiao pill. You have to be mentally prepared. The patient's injury is too serious, and even if he recovers, he may not be able to do any drastic actions. In the small courtyard, the doctor said to Ye Huan and Lu Yun, who hurried back. Lu Yun staggered and his face turned pale in an instant. Ye Xiaocheng was the backbone of this family. If Ye Xiaocheng could not recover, it would be a huge blow to this family. "Doctor, is there no other way?" Ye Huan asked in a deep voice. Lu Yun also looked over with hope. "Yes, find a warrior in the galaxy, heal your wounds with infuriating qi, or take the body wash pill from the Hanmu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. The doctor said slowly, but the more he listened to Lu Yun's expression, the darker his expression became. Neither of these two can do it. Star River Realm warriors, don't know if there are any in Eastern Han City, and even if they do, they are not affordable. As for the body washing pill, it is more than 10,000 silver coins, and it is often worthless. They can't afford it. Ye Huan's expression changed, and she looked at the doctor. The doctor knew the situation of their family very well. Since they said it, it meant that they had hope. Doctor, how can I get the body wash pill? There was a chance recently. I heard that the top 10 in the Hanwoo Intermediate Martial Arts Academy's assessment can get a body wash pill for free. Lu Yun's eyes lit up, and he glanced at Ye Huan, but it dimmed again. Even though Ye Huan is her son, Lu Yun is very clear-eyed. Ye Huan still has the slightest chance to be admitted to the Hanwoo Intermediate Martial Arts Academy, but it is absolutely impossible to get the top 10 in the examination. Top 10 in the assessment. Ye Huan also meditated in his heart, and at the same time felt a pressure as heavy as a mountain. Ye Huan really had a certain degree of certainty when he was admitted to the Hanwoo Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. However, Ye Huan was very clear-eyed in the top 10 of the assessment, and he really had no confidence at all. But this is the only way to cure his father at present. Ye Huan gave up so easily when he was not willing. Night. Ye Huan was lying on the bed, rubbing her eyes with her hands. When he was 10 years old, his eyes mutated, giving him the ability to never forget. Now 6 years have passed, but his eyes are no longer moving. Rubbing, rubbing. His eyes became faintly warm. Ye Huan abruptly sat up from the bed and concentrated on feeling it, fearing that it was just an illusion. His eyes were indeed hot. Ye Huan's face was full of surprises. It was like this when his eyes mutated 6 years ago. Now his eyes are hot again, and they are about to mutate again. Perhaps the eyes that mutate again can surprise him and solve his current predicament. Ye Huan is looking forward to the completion of the eye mutation, and has been silently watching the progress of the eye mutation. However, the heat in his eyes has been heating up, and there is no sign of subsidence. Ye Huan couldn't hold it any longer until the end, and fell asleep in a daze. It was already the second day after waking up, sending her mother away and serving her father on the bed. Ye Huan couldn't wait to return to the room. The mutation of the eyes had already been completed last night, and Ye Huan eagerly wanted to know what abilities the mutated eyes had. In the room, Ye Huan glanced around, but his eyes did not reveal any special abilities. Is it just deepening the ability to remember? Ye Huan couldn't help but feel a little disappointed. That wouldn't help him at the moment. Ye Huan took out the secret book of the orifices cultivation technique issued by the Donghanchinch Junior Martial Arts Academy and prepared to try it out. Ye Huan took the pen and marked it on the secret book, but Ye Huan soon noticed the abnormality. When he was reading the secret book of Chiao Gong, the vitality in the Chiao A cup ointment was moving. That kind of feeling is like he is cultivating the Qi Chiao Gong. Ye Huan had a bold idea when he looked at the secret book on the table. The eyes should have mutated again. And the mutated eyes seemed to read the secret book as if cultivating the secret book. This bold idea made Ye Huan a little impatient. Putting his hands on both sides of the secret book, Ye Huan took a serious look. In the acupoints that had been opened in the body, vitality was consuming, impacting the 101 acupoints. SHH, SHH, SHH. Vitality Qi hit the 101st orifice acupuncture point like a tidal wave. The 101st orifice on Ye Huan's body surface gradually lit up, very dim, like the fluorescence of the tail of a firefly. Ye Huan continued to look down at the secret book of the aperture cultivation technique, and within the 100 orifices he had opened, his vitality was rapidly depleted. When Ye Huan read the last word of the secret book of Lian Qiao Gong, with a loud bang, the 101 orifice acupoints of the orifice practice were opened. I saw Ye Huan's firefly-like 101st orifice suddenly glowing brightly, absorbing the vitality of heaven and earth like a vortex. The light spot in the A-cup ointment is getting brighter and brighter. Yehuan looked at the 101 acupoints opened, and felt both surprise and shock. After reading the Aperture Cultivation Secret Book once, an A-cup ointment will be opened. Then, if he reads the Aperture Cultivation Sheet Manual several times, he will be able to open all the remaining aperture cultivation, and the aperture cultivation will be completed directly. Yehuan couldn't breathe smoothly anymore. The thought was really scary. When the 101st orifice A-cup ointment engulfed his vitality, Yehuan immediately made the second round of attempts. With his eyes fixed on the secret book of Jiao Qigong, he read it again. Once again, I read the secret book of Jiao Gong Gong. Boom! The 102 orifices opened. The light from the acupoints flickered, swallowing the vitality of heaven and earth. Yehuan's eyes were full of joy and shock. Really, it's true. After the eyes mutated again, after reading the secret book of the aperture cultivation technique, he was able to open an orifice A-cup ointment. The 102nd orifice A-cup ointment was full of vitality, and Yehuan read the secret book for the third time. After reading the secret book of Jiao Qigong, boom! The 103 orifice acupoints were opened, and the orifice acupoints swallowed the vitality of heaven and earth. Yehuan's face showed a trace of exhaustion, and with a bit of helplessness, she put away the secrets of the orifice practice. There is no such thing as a free lunch. His previous thoughts were a little too taken for granted. After reading the secret book of cultivation of apertures 3 times, 3 apertures were opened. Not without a price. Yehuan had opened 100 orifices in his body, and there was not a drop of vitality left in the acupoints. The eyes that have been mutated again, although they can open their orifices by reading the secret book, they need to consume the vitality in the acupuncture points. Yehuan even suspected that it was not only the vitality in the acupoints that was consumed, but other things as well. After all, even though the 3 acupoints were opened, Yehuan felt extremely tired, as if she had been drained. But no matter what, the mutated eyes did bring him a surprise. 3 orifices opened in one day. Even if it takes 2 days for the vitality in the acupoints to fully recover, it would still take 2 days to open 3 orifices, which is many times faster than the previous 3 days of opening 1 orifice. Open 3 orifices in 2 days. 6 days of practicing the aperture Qigong will lead to consummation. Yehuan stopped thinking about it, calmed down, and ran the Jiao Qigong to restore the vitality in the acupoints. The third day. After serving his father on the bed in the morning, Yehuan returned to the room and couldn't wait to take out the secret book of Qigong. The vitality in the acupoints had all recovered, and Yehuan was ready to awaken again. Putting away the secret book of Qigong, Yehuan looked at it intently. The vitality in the acupoints began to deplete, impacting the 104 acupoints. After reading the secret book of cultivating the orifices, the 104th orifice acupoints were opened, and they began to devour the vitality of heaven and earth. A faint smile appeared on Yehuan's face. Ever since he started cultivating orifices, Yehuan has never felt that opening his mind was so simple. Once, twice, 3 times. The 104 orifice points are opened, the 105 orifice points are opened, and the 106 orifice points are opened. After reading the secret book of cultivating apertures 3 times, I opened the 3 apertures again. So far, Yehuan has opened 106 orifices, and there are still 2 orifice points left before the completion of the orifice practice. As long as the vitality in the acupoints recovers, the remaining 2 orifices of the orifice training can be opened, and the orifice training can be completed. Yehuan joyfully prepared to collect the secret book of Jiao Qigong, but when he touched the secret book, he was dumbfounded. The secret book of the aperture cultivation technique, which was still intact the previous second, turned into ashes as if it had been weathered. Without the secret book of cultivating aperture, how could he read the secret book to get enlightened quickly? There are only 2 acupoints left in the practice of the orifice, and Ye Huan can actually open his orifices through cultivation. However, having tasted the quick awakening of the secret book with both eyes, Ye Huan couldn't bear the slow awakening. The acupoints became more and more difficult to open the further back. Ye Huan had to practice to open the last 2 acupoints, and 6 days might not be enough. The assessment of the Intermediate Martial Arts Academy is about to begin. Ye Huan must hurry up and race against time. If Ye Huan's goal is only to be admitted to the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy, then it is completely fine to slowly refine the last 2 orifices. But Ye Huan has a higher goal, ranking in the top 10 of the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. Ye Huan must improve herself in all aspects, so as to have a chance to break into the top 10. I have to get another secret book of Jiao Qigong. Ye Huan thought of Chen Tong. Chen Tong also had a secret book on the aperture cultivation technique. Anyway, Chen Tong didn't need it anymore, so he could take it and use it. After saying hello to his father, Ye Huan hurried to Tong Chen's house. Hanzi, is your dad recovering well? Chen Tong came out and asked Ye Huan when he saw Ye Huan. It's all right, Tongzi, if you still have the secret book of Qigong Kyung, bring it to me. Ye Huan was straight to the point. After all, he still had to seize the time to return to his orifices to restore his vitality. Chen Tong looked at Ye Huan worriedly and lowered his voice. Huanzi, without the Kaikiao pill, you can't get into the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. You can go to other intermediate martial arts academies. I will ask my dad to help you. If you don't take the risk of selling Kikiao Gong, you will be imprisoned. Ye Huan was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect that Chen Tong would misunderstand that he was going to sell the secrets of Lian Qiao Gong. What are you thinking? How could I do this? Ye Huan said with a smile. But no matter what Ye Huan said, Chen Tong didn't agree to give Ye Huan the secret book of orifice refinement. He was obviously worried that Ye Huan would sell the orifice refinement technique of the Eastern Han Junior Martial Arts Academy privately. In order to persuade the stubborn Chen Tong, Ye Huan had to reveal his strength a little. Looking at the 105 acupoints lit up on Ye Huan's body, Chen Tong's eyes widened and his mouth opened wide, like a suffocating fish. After a long time, Chen Tong woke up and swallowed a mouthful of saliva to moisten his dry throat. Huanzi, have you really opened 105 orifices? Chen Tong still felt that the scene just now was like a dream, a little unreal. It's only been 4 days since you haven't seen you, and you have opened your 5 orifices. When did you open your orifices so easily? Really, now I believe that I won't sell Kikiao Gong. Ye Huan looked at Chen Tong's shocked look, and secretly rejoiced in his heart. Fortunately, he didn't show all the openings, otherwise Chen Tong must have gone crazy. I'm going to get you the secret book of Jiao Qigong. After Chen Tong finished speaking, he quickly ran into the house. 2, 5, why is there such a big gap between people? Chen Tong muttered while running, and finally opened 2 new orifices. Chen Tong originally wanted to show off with Ye Huan, but now he has completely put out his mind. Chen's house, living room. Chen Tong hurriedly walked out after taking the secret book of cultivation. So flustered, what is Xiao Huan looking for from you? Chen Shan glanced at Chen Tong and asked. Huanzi asked me to borrow the secrets of the cultivation technique. Chen Tong answered truthfully. Nonsense. Chen Shan scolded Chen Tong severely. What Xiao Huan wants to do, sell the secrets of Jiao Qigong, you are not helping him, but harming him. Huanzi said he wouldn't sell the secrets of Qigong, besides. Before Tong Chen finished speaking, he was interrupted by Chen Shan. You're a pig's brain, you can believe whatever Xiao Huan says. Chen Shan tapped Chen Tong's forehead with his hand, as if he hated iron. Hanzi has awakened 105. Chen Tong looked at Chen Shan aggrievedly and said quietly. After Chen Shan reprimanded Chen Tong and felt a little thirsty, he stretched out his hand to drink water. Hearing this, his hand shook, the teacup fell to the ground, and the tea splashed. Ignoring the splashed pants, Chen Shan looked at Chen Tong and asked, "What did you just say?" Chen Shan suspected that he had heard it wrong just now, and wanted to confirm it again. Huanzi opened 105 orifices. Why didn't you say it earlier? 105 orifices, there is hope to be admitted to the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy, you really don't need to take the risk to do this. Chen Shan reprimanded again. Chen Tong looked at Chen Shan aggrievedly. I was going to say it just now, but you interrupted me. Look at Xiao Huan, look at you again, why are you so stupid? Chen Shan looked at his son with hatred that iron could not become steel. Give the secret book to Xiao Huan, and tell Xiao Huan that in addition to cultivation, this assessment of Hanwu also focuses on actual combat. Chen Tong ran out with the secret book. He was afraid that if he stayed any longer, his father would beat him. Ye Xiaocheng gave birth to a good son. Looking at the back of his son Chen Tong, Chen Shan sighed, but thinking of Ye Xiaochen's injury, Chen Shan couldn't help but sigh. Ye Xiaocheng was afraid that he would be destroyed. If Xiao Huan can win the top 10 in the examination of the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. Chen Shan couldn't help laughing, how could he have such an idea? It's impossible at all. Ye Huan was already admitted to the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. This is the secret book of cultivating orifices. My dad asked me to tell you that the assessment of the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy is not only based on cultivation, but also on actual combat. Chen Tong handed the secret book to Ye Huan while repeating Chen Shan's words. Actual combat. Ye Huan moved in his heart and looked at Tong Dao Chen sincerely. Why don't you give me the secrets of body training and boxing as well? Chen Tong was speechless. If it wasn't for Ye Huangziu, Chen Tongzhen would think that Ye Huan wanted to sell the secrets secretly. Ye Huan also prepared in advance when he wanted the secret book of body training. Ye Huan was still looking forward to what would happen after reading the cheats of cultivation Kung Fu once. Holding Chen Tong's 2 cheat books, Ye Huan returned home. After taking care of her father, Ye Huan hurried back to her room after making sure that her father had nothing else to do. It is necessary to seize the time to restore the vitality in the acupoints. As long as the vitality is restored, you can read the secret book of the orifice training again and complete the cultivation of the orifice. Looking at his son's back, Ye Xiaochen's eyes were full of guilt and self-blame. If it wasn't for his incompetence and the loss of Kaikiao Dan, his son would definitely be admitted to the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. It's okay for his son to pass the test this time, but if he doesn't pass the test, he's really sorry for his son and delays his future. After returning to the room, he practiced the Qiao Gong, and the Qiao A cup ointment devoured the vitality between heaven and earth, filling the empty Qiao A cup ointment little by little. The 5th day. The 106 orifice points in the body are full of vitality. Ye Huan took out the book of Chen Tong's orifice strengthening exercises and read it carefully. Once, twice. 1 orifice point, 2 orifice points. When the 108th acupoints were opened, the other acupoints on Ye Huan's body lit up, like stars in the starry sky. Ye Huan felt silently. At this moment, Ye Huan felt that the 108 orifices seemed to be connected together, like a whole. Acupuncture is complete, and the acupoints are connected to each other, and the vitality in the acupoints can complement each other to a certain extent. In Ye Huan's mind, the words of his mentor Yang Baiya resounded. Whether this is the case or not, we will know after verification. The Qiao Qigong was in operation, and the vitality in the 108 orifice acupoints was restrained, and Ye Huan came to the courtyard. In the yard stood a wooden doll, which Ye Xiaocheng invited people to erect, just for Ye Huan to practice boxing. Body refinement boxing is a matching martial art for orifice cultivation. There are 3 moves in total. The first move, attack. The second move, sweep. The third trick is to split the mountain. So far, Yehuan has only connected the 36 acupoints to attack, and has mastered the first move of body training. Standing in front of the wooden dummy, Yehuan punched the wooden dummy in front of him. Body training and boxing, attack. In Yehuan's body, the 36 orifices associated with the attack surged with vitality. Bang! Yehuan's fist was wrapped in vitality and slammed into the wooden pile. The wooden dummy suddenly bounced back. Yehuan stared at the extent of the wooden figurine's back swing. The wooden figurine stopped and swayed about 10% more than before. The wooden dummy bounced back, buzzing. A smile appeared on Yehuan's face. After completing the orifice training, the power of the first move of body training increased by about 10%, which was a pleasant surprise. Bang! Yehuan slammed another punch straight on the wooden stake. Yu reading www.yuuganshu.com. This time Yehuan noticed it. When the attack was launched, in addition to the vitality in the 36 orifice points associated with the attack, some of the vitality in the other orifice points poured into the 36 orifice points for the attack, so the attack power would increase. After knowing that the completion of the orifice cultivation exercise can indeed enhance the power of body cultivation boxing, Yehuan no longer thought about this matter, but began to think about another matter. Chen Shan told him through the mouth of Chen Tong that the Hanwu Intermediate Military Academy focuses on actual combat. Chen Shan is a squad leader of the Donghan City Guards. Since he said that, there must be some rumors. In actual combat, it must be inseparable from martial arts. Yehuan currently has only one martial skill, body training and boxing. If you want to break into the top 10 of the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy assessment, it is obviously not enough to just master the first move of body training. There are only 10 days left until the assessment of the Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. In 10 days, there are 7 Taituo-related orifice points. Mastering the second technique of body training is difficult for even a genius. This is almost impossible. Anyone who can master the second move of body training in 1 month is considered a genius. If it was before, Yehuan would not have thought about this at all, because it would be a waste of time and it would be impossible to succeed at all. But now, Yehuan wanted to try it. After the eyes are mutated again, one orifice a cup ointment can be opened by reading the secret book of the orifice training once. In 5 days, 8 orifices are opened, so that the orifice practice can be directly completed. Yehuan was looking forward and anxious. What would happen if he looked at the secret book of body training with his eyes? Back in the room, Yehuan took out the body training and boxing secret book and laid it out. The energy in the A-cup ointment is full of energy. Yehuan was overjoyed and no longer worried. The mutant eyes were also useful for martial arts secrets. This time, after the primordial chi in the acupoints was exhausted, it did not hit the new acupoints. The primordial chi in the acupoints stretched, as if there were roads in Yehuan's body. As Yehuan read the secret book of body refinement boxing, the acupoints in his body extended farther, and some of the acupoints were even linked together. Soon, Yehuan read the body training and boxing secrets carefully. In Yehuan's body, a geometric figure appeared, with 12 dots of light connected by various lines. That line is part of the movement route of the second move of body refinement fist, and the 12 light spots are the orifice points. 12 orifices are associated. After reading the cheats of body refinement boxing once, there are 12 orifice points associated with it, and there are only 72 orifice points in total for the sweeping move. That is to say, Yehuan only needs to read the cheats of body refinement boxing 6 times carefully to master the second move of body refinement boxing and sweep. Limited by the amount of vitality in the acupoints, it took Yehuan 2 days to read the cheats of body refinement boxing 6 times, which meant that Yehuan could master the second move of body refinement boxing and sweep in 2 days. This speculation made Yehuan almost suffocate in surprise. As for the second move of body training, those who can master it in a month are geniuses among geniuses, and it usually takes 3 months. And he only needs a few days, and even if it is not limited by conditions, he can master the sweep in a very short time. If those people are geniuses, what is he, a monster? Ye Huan knew very well what this meant. Before he became stronger, once the news was leaked, he would die without a place to be buried. Such a monster, many people would like to slice and study him. Ye Huan took a deep breath, calmed down the turbulent mood, and read the secret book of body training again. Ye Huan won't give up eating because of choking, just be careful. After all, only when you are strong can you be most reliable. I read the body refining boxing secret book again. As before, there are 12 more orifices connected to each other, and the geometry is a bit more complicated. After reading the cheats of body boxing twice and the cheats of orifice cultivation once, the vitality in the 108 acupoints was exhausted. Ye Huan's head was a little drowsy and lethargic. Ye Huan knew that this was the limit. Ye Huan did not force it, but practiced the Qiao Qigong to restore the vitality in the acupoints. On the 6th day, after cultivating for a day, Ye Huan finally recovered the vitality in the 108 acupoints. On the 7th day, Ye Huan read the secret book of body refinement boxing 3 times, and then associated 36 orifice points again. So far, Ye Huan has associated a total of 60 orifice points. A total of 72 orifice acupoints are associated with the second swipe of body training boxing, and Ye Huan is only 12 acupoints away from mastering the sweep. As usual, on the 8th day, the vitality of the acupoints will be restored. On the 9th day, Ye Huan took out the secret book of body refinement and started to read it. After one pass, the last 12 acupoints that need to be connected are all connected with the second move of body refinement fist. The 7 Taituo orifices are related to each other, forming a complex geometric figure. After the connection is completed, this figure will be permanent. When Ye Huan used the second move of body refinement to swept away, his vitality would flow and stimulate along this line. Ye Huan read the cheats of body refinement boxing twice again, and related the 24 orifices of the third move of body refinement boxing, splitting the mountain. And that body refining boxing cheat book also came to an end and turned into ashes. Ye Huan had already looked down on a body refinement boxing cheat book before. There was a wry smile on Ye Huan's face. Seeing the secret book was quick to cultivate, but it was a bit too expensive. Tomorrow is the 25th, and I need to go to the Eastern Han Junior Martial Arts Academy. Ye Huan tried his best to restore the vitality in the A-cup ointment. On the 25th, the sky is bright. After eating breakfast prepared by Lu Yun with Ye Xiaocheng, Ye Huan neatly cleaned the pots and bowls. "Dad, be careful at home, I'm going to the Martial Arts Academy." Ye Huan confronted Ye Xiaocheng. 10 days passed, and Ye Xiaocheng's injuries had almost recovered, but he needed to use a cane while walking. The doctor said that he might not be able to live without a cane for the rest of his life. Ye Xiaocheng leaned on crutches and insisted on sending Ye Huan to the gate of the courtyard. "Huaner, listen carefully to the lecture at the Martial Arts Academy." Ye Xiaocheng asked again and again. Ye Huan kept nodding her head. After walking a long way, Ye Huan looked back and vaguely saw the figure standing beside the courtyard gate. The man who used to walk fast, now needs to rely on crutches to walk. And my father would become like this, just to keep the Kaikiao pill that he bought for him. At that time, my father only needed to give up the Kaikiao pill, and I'm afraid he wouldn't be hit so badly. But the father didn't have it. In the father's heart, it was the son's future, how could he give up? "I'll make you back to normal." Ye Huan said firmly in his heart, no matter what, he would get the top 10 in the examination of the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy, get the body wash pill, and heal his father. Ye Huan turned his head and went to the Martial Arts Academy. After arriving at the Martial Arts Academy, Ye Huan insisted on helping Fang Bo clean up the Martial Arts Academy before heading to the classroom. "He's a good boy, but Hanwu is probably hanging." Uncle Fang looked at Ye Huan's back and shook his head. I don't know what the Martial Arts Institute asked us to do when we came back. If we have time, we might as well practice at home. I don't know what the training for assessment is. There was a lot of people in the classroom, and they were talking about the training of the Martial Arts Academy. Chen Tong had already occupied a seat for Ye Huan, and Ye Huan walked over and sat down. Huanzi, have you completed your orifice practice? Chen Tong asked cautiously, as if he were a thief. It's complete. Ye Huan replied calmly, there is nothing to hide about this, anyway, she will know it on the day of the assessment. Chen Tong stared blankly at Ye Huan before repeating in disbelief after a long time. Really complete? He just asked out of curiosity. Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com. Who would have expected the answer to be so poignant? Ye Huan nodded silently. That's great, then, Huanzi, don't you hope to take the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy? Chen Tong seemed to have just reacted, and said excitedly, his voice was a little loud, so that several nearby classmates could hear it. The classmates turned their heads to look over, and found that Chen Tong and Ye Huan were both stunned for a moment, then as if nothing had happened, they each laughed and turned around. The two guys who didn't succeed in the cultivation of the orifices even talked about taking the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy there. What a joke, I really thought that any kind of cat or dog could enter the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. Those classmates directly ignored Chen Tong and Ye Huan. Lu Xiao, what are Zhao He and the others looking like? I'm afraid they still don't know that you have completed your orifice exercises, Huanzi. Chen Tong said indignantly, he was despised by them before, but Chen Tong endured it, and his cultivation was indeed inferior to the other party. Now that Huanzi has completed his orifices, why should he be despised by those people? It's unbearable. I'll go tell those guys to go. Chen Tong got up and was about to find those classmates. Ye Huan hurriedly grabbed Chen Tong and looked at this best friend with a bit of laughter. They'll know when they're assessed. Unable to dissuade Chen Tong, Ye Huan only reminded him like this. Chen Tong was stunned, then grinned. Zhao He, Lu Xiao and the others must have very exciting expressions. Chen Tong looked at Ye Huan strangely. Huanzi, why didn't I find out before? So you are a slut. Ye Huan looked at Chen Tong dangerously, regretting why he stopped this guy just now. Yang Biao stepped into the classroom, and the classroom quickly became quiet. Standing on the podium, Yang Biao looked around the classroom and was very satisfied with the students' response. 5 days later will be the assessment of the Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. After the assessment, you will embark on different life paths, and there are some things you should know. Yang Biao looked at the students in the classroom and said, the human race is not the only race in the starry sky. There are thousands of races in the starry sky. Some races are stronger than the human race, and some are weaker than the human race. In order to plunder resources, the 10,000 races attack each other in the starry sky battlefield, fighting endlessly all year round. You are the successors to guard the human race. Those who are admitted to the Intermediate Martial Arts Academy will continue their studies. In the future, they will compete with the elites of all ethnic groups. If you haven't been admitted, don't be discouraged. You can join the city guard and defend your family and the country. Yang Biao's words made those young people's blood boil, wishing they could immediately set foot on the battlefield in the starry sky and fight against all races. Huanzi, after graduating from the Intermediate Martial Arts Academy, let's go to the starry sky battlefield to kill all races. Chen Tong's face flushed with excitement. Ye Huan nodded and didn't say much. Wanzhou and the starry sky battlefield were a bit far away for him. The most important thing now is to win the top 10 in the examination of the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy and use the body wash to cure his father. Looking at the excited students in the classroom, Yang Biao showed a malicious smile on his face. Go to the playground. Yang Biao took the lead and walked towards the playground. The enthusiastic students followed behind, discussing what the instructor asked them to do on the playground. There are 12 huge iron cages on the huge playground, covered with black cloth. I don't know what is inside. The playground was divided into 12 areas. When Yehuan and the others came over, they found that not only their 10 classes were there, but also the other 11 classes. All the students looked at the 12 huge iron cages in front of them curiously, discussing what was in the iron cages. The teachers of other classes were standing in front of the iron cage. Lao Yang is here, let's get started. A mentor next to him saw Yang Biao coming and said with a smile. Yang Biao nodded and reached out to the black cloth covered by the iron cage. The other instructors were doing the same. The students all widened their eyes and looked at the iron cage, wondering what was in the iron cage, so that the tutor of the school was so solemn and gathered all the students in the playground. Swish! Swish! The black cloth on the iron cage was torn off by the instructors, and the huge behemoth inside caught the eyes of many students. His body was like a hill, with black scales covering his body like armor, and a pair of fangs that shone with cold light. Demon Clan! Black-scaled pig demon! Some knowledgeable students exclaimed. As the black cloth was pulled away, the sleeping black-scaled pig demon in the iron cage began to wake up, and the pair of scarlet eyes slowly opened, staring at the students outside the iron cage. An invisible aura enveloped the playground. The students who were still enthusiastic before, all turned pale and looked at the black-scaled pig demon in the iron cage in horror. As more and more black-scaled pig demons woke up in the iron cage, the invisible momentum became stronger and stronger. What? Some students couldn't bear the growing momentum, so they screamed and fell to the ground in fright. On the playground, the phalanx of students who were originally standing neatly suddenly became messy, and each class collapsed a lot. Old Yang, isn't it a bit too cruel to do this? Looking at the messy playground, some teachers couldn't bear it. After all, they were only 15 or 16 years old, and they were still children. Since you have chosen a martial arts institute, you must endure these things. If you can't even bear the aura of the black-scaled pig demon, go back as soon as possible and become an ordinary person, so as not to become the ration of the demon clan. At this moment, Yang Biao was extremely cold and bloody. Bang! A black-scaled pig demon slammed into the iron cage fiercely, staring fiercely at the students on the playground with blood-red eyes. Some students just felt that their hearts suddenly tightened. They felt that the black-scaled pig demon was about to rush towards them, and the acupoints on their bodies lit up unconsciously. Some students were so frightened that they fainted, and a large number of students in 12 classes fell. The fallen students were all moved aside by the people in the martial arts academy, and a large area of the playground was immediately vacant. Bang! 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 Inside the 12 iron cages, the black-scaled pig demon slammed into the iron cages frantically, with an aura like waves crashing wildly at the remaining students. Yehuan stood there with 100 acupuncture points on his body, struggling to resist the aura of the black-scaled pig demon. I wonder what happened to Chen Tong. Yehuan looked back. Chen Tong's face was flushed, and he was muttering something. Yehuan listened intently and almost didn't laugh out loud. Don't be afraid, it's just a piece of meat you usually eat. I have to say, Chen Tong's method is quite effective, and it has allowed him to persist until now. You must know that there are not many students left in each class at this time, only about 20 people, and many students who have more enlightenment than Chen Tong have not persevered. Hum hum. The black-scaled pig demon screamed, and the sound seemed to contain strange magic, which made people involuntarily look at the black-scaled pig demon, and Chen Tong's closed eyes opened. Yehuan couldn't help but look at the black-scaled pig demon. In a trance, he only saw a pair of scarlet eyes, and the long fangs of the black-scaled pig demon pierced over. Boom, boom, boom. Yehuan's body acupoints exploded, and there were originally 100 orifices acupoints, but there were 8 more in an instant. The vitality in the 108 acupoints boiled, and Yehuan woke up instantly, and there was no black-scaled pig demon in front of him. As soon as he woke up, Yehuan heard Chen Tong's cry. "Ah, don't eat me!" Chen Tong yelled and fell down. The students from the 12 classes fell down like dumplings. At this time, there were not many students standing in each class on the playground. These students all had 108 orifice points on their bodies, and there were very few students who even had more than 108 orifice points. Yang Biao looked at the acupoints on Yehuan's body unexpectedly. Yang Biao smiled, "This is good." On the side of the playground, Lu Xiao and Zhao He looked at the 108 orifices on Yehuan's body, each with an extremely complicated expression. Yehuan actually opened 108 orifices. Thinking of what they had done in the classroom before, Lu Xiao, Zhao He and others all wanted to find a hole to burrow in. How about it, Yehuan has a chance to be admitted to the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. Chen Tong didn't know when he came to Lu Xiao and Zhao He's side, and said with great air. Lu Xiao, Zhao He, etc. did not make a sound, and looked at Chen Tong with complicated expressions. Yehuan opened 108 orifices, and they recognized it, but Chen Tong obviously didn't have as many openings as them, but he persisted longer than them, and a few people were really hit. Beside the iron cage, the 12 instructors looked at each other, almost, when they moved their hands, the black cloth covered the iron cage. There was gradually no movement in the iron cage. The students who persisted to the end congratulated each other. After all, they were in the same class, and they all knew each other's strengths. In Class 10, something was different. There were 2 relatively unfamiliar faces in the 10th class who persisted until the end. They are all from the same class, so it is impossible not to know each other. The reason why they are said to be relatively unfamiliar is that the 2 appear for the first time in this group. The 10 people in the 10th class looked at Yehuan and the other boy with scrutiny. "You two, welcome to the circle." The young man standing at the front had a bright smile on his face. Wu Chongqing, the well-deserved number 1 of the 10th class, has been firmly in the top 10 of the 10th class since he entered the class, and no one can shake it. "You two, introduce yourself." "Ding Hai." The young man with long and narrow eyes said eagerly, and Wu Chongqing showed a pleasing smile. Wu Chongqing nodded slightly as a response, and then looked at Yehuan with a hint of curiosity. "Yehuan." Yehuan said calmly. "Yehuan, I remember it. We will communicate more in the future." Wu Chongqing said with a smile. The other teenagers could not help but glance at Yehuan, guessing why Wu Chongqing was so interested in Yehuan. Don't look at Wu Chongqing's easygoing smile, in fact, he is very proud, and ordinary people can't get into his eyes. Ding Hai looked at this scene, a sullen look flashed in his long and narrow eyes. Yehuan glanced at Ding Hai with a strange expression on his face. Why did Ding Hai pay special attention to him? The two do not know each other. Seemingly knowing that Yehuan was looking at him, Ding Hai smiled at Yehuan and quickly turned his head away. The students of each class were organized together again. Yehuan stood behind with Chen Tong as usual, but what was different from before was that people frequently looked back at him with strange expressions, and there were even many girls. The little transparent who used to be in the class has suddenly become one of the few geniuses in the class. It's very dreamy, and many people are very curious about Yehuan. "Hanzi, congratulations on your joining the Genius Circle," Chen Tong excitedly said to Yehuan. Yehuan and Chen Tong were talking, but there was a mountain-like pressure in their hearts. The previous experience on the playground made Yehuan know how difficult it was for him to get into the top 10 in the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. There are about 10 students in each class who have opened 108 orifices, and there are about 100 or so people in the entire Martial Arts Academy. Even if not everyone will apply for the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy, the final number will be around 100. I want to stand out from the 100 geniuses and win the top 10. Ye Huan was completely unsure at this time. Many people have more than 108 enlightened. This has already occupied a huge advantage innately. Kexi Ti Dan is the only chance to cure his father. Ye Huan's eyes are firm, no matter what the result is, he will try his best to fight. The black-scaled pig demon is a relatively common weak race in the demon clan. If you can't pass this level, you should consider whether you are suitable for the martial artist's path. If you can't, give up early. There are many races in the 10,000 clans. Stronger and more ferocious than the demon clan. The instructors of each class are saying similar things. After admonishing the students and informing them to come to the Martial Arts Academy to take part in the assessment of the Intermediate Martial Arts Academy at the end of the month, the instructors announced their disbandment. Ye Huan and Chen Tong walked back together. Tongzi, Ding Hai, do you know? Thinking of the somewhat unusual Ding Hai, Ye Huan asked. Ding Hai, his father, like my father, is a small leader of the city guards. That guy didn't have so much enlightenment before, and this time I don't know what kind of luck has passed. Chen Tong said indignantly. What Chen Tong said was very casual, but Ye Huan was moved in his heart. Let's go, Tongzi, go to your house. Ye Huan told Tong Chen that he wanted to discuss some things with Chen Shan. Chen Tongjia. Ye Huan and Chen Shan were sitting on the sofa, while Chen Tong was busy serving tea and pouring water. After finishing his work, Chen Tong sat aside with a cup of tea. He was very curious about what Huanzi wanted to talk to his father. Xiao Huan, I heard Tongzi say that your orifice practice is complete. Chen Shan took a sip of tea and looked at Ye Huan with admiration. Yes, uncle. Tongzi, look at Xiao Huan, look at you again. Chen Shan suddenly rushed to the side Chen Tong Dao. Chen Tong has an aggrieved face, you two just talk, why do you want to get involved with me? Looking at his son on the sofa, and then looking at Ye Huan opposite, Chen Shan suddenly felt a little stuffed, and the tea in his hand suddenly lost its taste. Xiao Huan, I heard Tongzi say you have something to do with me. Chen Shan put the teacup on the table and patted his chest. If you have anything, Xiao Huan, just say it, don't worry, as long as it's something your Uncle Chen can do, I'll never refuse. Uncle Chen, with your words, I'm relieved. Ye Huan said with a smile, like a young sunshine boy. Uncle Chen, I want to go outside the city. Ye Huan said softly. The smile on Chen Shan's face disappeared, and the hand clapping his chest also stopped. Chen Shan looked at Ye Huan seriously, and after confirming that Ye Huan was not joking, Chen Shan could not wait to give himself a few big mouths. What do you promise to do so early? It's hard to ride a tiger now. Xiao Huan, do you know what you're talking about? Chen Shan said to Ye Huan extremely seriously. Uncle Chen, I know, the instructor in the Martial Arts Institute showed us the monsters today. I know my weaknesses. I want to see what the real monsters look like. Ye Huan looked at Chen Shan and said with the same seriousness. Chen Shan looked at Ye Huan. At this moment, in Chen Shan's eyes, Ye Huan was no longer a teenager, but a wily adult. Ye Huan knew exactly what he wanted. It wasn't a whim to go outside the city, so he should have been waiting for him there. I was afraid that I would not agree if I made a rash proposal, and only said I would go outside the city after I promised to exit. This is a very slippery calculation. Xiao Huan, it is very dangerous outside the city, and the city guard is also an army, so you have to follow orders and prohibitions, and in the event of danger, I may not be able to save you. Chen Shan looked serious and his voice became colder. You should consider whether you want to go outside the city. Uncle Chen, no need, I've thought about it very clearly. Ye Huan's tone was firm, without the slightest hesitation. Ye Huan, I can promise you that tomorrow you can go out of the city together as a temporary member of the team. Everything must be obeyed, otherwise military law will deal with it. Chen Shan's tone became colder and harsher, and he even had a chilling air in the end. Yes, Captain Chen. Ye Huan stood up and gave a military salute, decisively and neatly. Chen Shan admired Ye Huan, who was sitting across from him. Ye Xiaocheng gave birth to a good son. Suddenly I felt a little bit stuck again. Why wasn't it my own? Left at 7 tomorrow morning. Thank you Uncle Chen, I'm sorry before. After sincerely apologizing to Chen Shan, Ye Huan left the Chen family. Ye Huan knew in his heart that Chen Shan would agree to him, probably a large part of the reason was his father's face. Chen Shan looked at Ye Huan's back, his face changed, and finally let out a faint sigh. Ye Huan, that's all I can help you with. Dad, why did Huanzi apologize to you? Looking at the bewildered son beside him, Chen Tong suddenly remembered a sentence. It is worth throwing away the goods. Cultivation of orifices is complete, 108 orifices are opened. Ye Huan stepped into the martial arts genius circle for the first time, and because of this, she felt the gap between herself and those geniuses. Cultivation is not dominant, but martial skills may have a slight advantage. If you want to win the top 10 in the examination of the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy from those geniuses, you can only start from the actual combat. In actual combat, all Ye Huan could think of was the city guards. Hanyun Garden. The famous residential area of East Seoul has a large proportion of green area. In one of the buildings, Ding Hai and a middle-aged man were sitting in the living room. Dad, Ye Huan, who you asked me to pay attention to, has opened 108 orifices. A flash of surprise flashed across Ding Woheng's face. Are you sure you will be admitted to the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy? Ding Woheng didn't mention Ye Huan, but asked about the assessment of the Intermediate Martial Arts Academy. I'm sure, thanks to my father's enlightenment pill. Ding Hai said excitedly. He did not reveal his full strength in the Martial Arts Institute. He has already opened 120 orifice acupoints in the Huayun Gong that is passed down from the family. If Ye Huan is lucky enough to be admitted to the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy, give me a severe pressure on Ye Huan in the Martial Arts Academy. Ding Woheng said casually, whether Ye Huan can be admitted to the Hanwu Intermediate Martial Arts Academy is a matter of two reasons. Ding Hai looked at his father suspiciously, not understanding why his father was targeting the poor boy Ye Huan. Ding Woheng didn't mean to explain to Ding Hai either. I can't tell Ding Hai that the Kaikiao pill you were taking was stolen from Ye Huan's father. Ding Woheng can afford Kaikiao pill, but there is a free one, so why spend it? Ye Xiaocheng didn't have any background, so he didn't dare to say anything after being robbed by him. In Zikan district, walking through the cluttered streets, Ye Huan returned to his somewhat dilapidated courtyard house. As soon as he walked into the yard, Ye Huan could smell the aroma of the food. Ye Huan ran towards the kitchen. In the kitchen, Ye Xiaocheng was stirring in the pot with one hand leaning on a cane. Ye Huan was taken aback for a moment. She thought it was her mother who came back home to cook, but who knew it was her father? Dad, Ye Huan shouted, ran over to take the spatula in Ye Xiaochen's hand, and started to stir-fry. The vegetables are cooked and served on the table. Xiao Huan, are you hungry? Let's eat. Ye Xiaocheng said to Ye Huan. Dad, why don't you wait for Mom? Your mother came back late. Xiao Huan, you eat first, and I will wait for your mother to come back before eating. Ye Xiaochen's natural way. Dad, let's eat together when my mother comes back. Ye Xiaocheng looked at Ye Huan, and finally nodded silently. Ye Huan brought the dishes to the kitchen. Night falls. Lu Yun was walking on the dark and dirty street, feeling a little uneasy. Walking around the corner and looking at the lights in front of him, Lu Yun was sure in his heart, a smile appeared on his tired face. Home, here we are. Pushing open the courtyard door, Lu Yun saw the father and son sitting together under the light at a glance, with steaming hot meals on the table. Lu Yun's eyes were instantly moist. Ah Yun, Xiao Huan has to wait for you to eat together. Ye Xiaocheng awkwardly confronted Lu Yundao, who entered the house. Well, I'm back, let's eat. Lu Yun smiled, walked to Ye Xiaochen's side and sat down. Looking at the parents sitting together, Ye Huan felt very warm. It was a blessing for him to have such parents in this life. These days, I have been patronizing penance, but I have overlooked some things, and some things should be told to the two of them. Dad, Mom, tell you two some good news. Ye Huan performed the orifice exercise, and the acupoints on his body lit up one by one, a total of 108. Under the night, the 108 acupoints were as gorgeous as the stars in the night sky. Xiao Huan, have you completed your orifice practice? Ye Xiaochen's voice was trembling, and he looked at Ye Huan in disbelief. It's complete. Ye Huan nodded heavily. Lu Yun's eyes filled with tears, and she suddenly felt that her hard work these days was worth it. My son has a future. Under the dim light, a family of 3 was eating dinner, and laughter sounded from time to time. The next morning, Ye Huan arrived at the meeting place agreed with Chen Shan early. Ye Huan thought he came early enough, but Chen Shan was earlier than him. It's very early, wait a minute, they should be here soon. Chen Shan carried a long standard sword on his waist, and there was a sense of chill in his body. It didn't take long for middle-aged men in uniforms of the city guards to arrive, 9 people in total. Those people were quite surprised when they saw Ye Huan, and some even frowned. Chen Shan, what's the situation? The team's vice-captain, Yuan Min, pulled Chen Shan aside and said to Ye Huan. You know, Ye Xiaochen's son, I want to take him out of the city. Chen Shan pointed at Ye Huan. What? Yuan Min screamed, and when she saw other people looking over, she lowered her voice again. Chen Shan, you are crazy. Bringing a student from the Junior Martial Arts Academy out of the city will kill us. I will never agree. Yuan Min was very determined. I talked to him about it, and he promised to obey the order and stay behind. If he violated the order and was in danger, he didn't have to save him. Chen Shan looked at Yuan Min and said. As you wish, Lao Ye has only this son. Chen Shan smiled, Yuan Min agreed. Xiao Huan, come here. Chen Shan waved to Ye Huan. This is Yuan Min, this is. When Ye Huan came over, Chen Shan introduced them one by one. Hello, uncles. Ye Huan greeted respectfully, those people just nodded slightly, no one talked to Ye Huan more. Since everyone is here, let's go. After Chen Shan finished speaking, he walked towards the city gate, and Ye Huan hurriedly followed. After leaving the city gate, Ye Huan was stunned. Ye Huan originally thought that the outside of the city would be desolate, but who knew it would be full of crops? Isn't it surprising that the surrounding area of Donghan City has been opened up into farmland, and other places cannot grow crops at all? Our city guards say that they are protecting the city, but in fact, they are more protecting these crops. Looking at Ye Huan's face, in the team, a chunky, simple and honest middle-aged man said to Ye Huan. Thank you, Uncle Lu. Ye Huan politely thanked him. The group walked along the road in the crop field for about a few miles, and Ye Huan found that the front was deserted. Rows of sturdy, sharp wooden fences encircle the farmland. Outside the fences, there is a wilderness, and beyond are weeds and lush shrubs. Chen Shan led the team to hand over to the previous team. After the handover, Chen Shan came back and said to Ye Huan seriously. We will patrol outside, you stay in the fence, if there is danger, you run into the city, don't cross the fence, otherwise no one will save you if there is danger. I see, Uncle Chen. Ye Huan said seriously, this is outside the city, not in the city, and danger may occur at any time. Chen Shan held the hilt of the knife in his hand, and vigilantly walked outside the fence and started patrolling with the team. The day passed quickly without any danger. When night fell, the lights on the fence were lit up, illuminating the wilderness in front of the fence as if it were daylight. In the middle of the night, Yehuan woke up suddenly, looked outside the fence, saw blood-red eyes, and was instantly frightened into a cold sweat, without any sleepiness. Outside the fence, the black-scaled pig demons quietly approached the fence with their blood-red eyes open. The black-scaled pig demon was similar to what Yehuan saw in the martial arts courtyard, but the aura on his body was more ferocious. Especially when dozens of black-scaled pig demons gathered together, the vicious aura was almost suffocating. Yehuan's body acupoints lit up one by one, resisting the vicious aura of the black-scaled pig demon group. Good. Chen Shan unexpectedly glanced at Yehuan, who stood up. Most of the warriors would be so frightened that they could not stand up when they faced a monster for the first time. If the situation is not right, run back. Chen Shan said something to Yehuan, and then held a long knife in his hand to meet the black-scaled pig demon group. The members of the team held weapons and silently followed behind Chen Shan. Be careful of the monsters hidden inside. Demon Clan, aren't these black-scaled pig demons all Demon Clan? Yehuan's heart flashed such a question, but his eyes stared at the fence without blinking. The team led by Chen Shan and the black-scaled pig demon group collided fiercely like two torrents. Boom! Chen Shan collided with a black-scaled pig demon, and the violent air waves scattered everywhere. Chen Shan's body paused for a moment, and 500 acupoints instantly lit up on his body, and the long knife in his hand swayed horizontally. The sharp blade swept across the neck of the black-scaled pig demon who had stopped due to the collision. Poof! Dark red blood shot out, and a huge black-scaled pig demon head flew up. At this time, Chen Shan had already stumbled towards another black-scaled pig demon. Inside the fence, Yehuan stared at the battlefield without blinking. Chen Shan's movements were extremely simple. As soon as he moved the knife in his hand, a black-scaled pig demon would die under the knife. But Yehuan understood that that simple action was the result of countless experiences, and even the agglomeration of life and death. The other team members have acupoints ranging from 100 to 200. Although the efficiency of killing the enemy is not as high as that of Chen Shan, 2 or 3 knives can kill a black-scaled pig demon. Without the demon clan, these black-scaled pig monsters are just serving food, and there is a lot of black-scaled pig demon meat to eat. Lu Zhen stabbed a black-scaled pig monster to death with a knife, and rushed towards the other with a big laugh. The other team members also laughed. There are only a dozen of the dozens of black-scaled pig monsters left, and those dead black-scaled pig monsters are also a huge wealth to the team members. The team members are in a very good mood. Chen Shan frowned, his subordinates were a little careless. Be careful of the demon clan. Chen Shan reminded again. Understood, Captain. Understood. Receive. The team members answered one after another, but they were a little unconvinced. Judging from their previous experience of fighting against the black-scaled pig monsters, if there was a black-scaled pig monster in this group of black-scaled pig monsters, they would have taken action long ago. Die! Lu Zhen slashed fiercely at the black-scaled pig monster in front of him. The black-scaled pig demon raised its sharp fangs to hold Lu Zhen's knife. The long knife shook, and a fierce force came down the arm. Lu Zhen couldn't help but take 2 steps back. How could this black-scaled pig monster be so powerful? Lu Zhen thought about it as he adjusted his body to prepare for another battle. At this moment, he saw a pair of scarlet eyes, which were different from those of the black-scaled pig monster, with a hint of cunning. Lu Zhen's body trembled suddenly, and a chill rose from the bottom of his heart. Demon Clan! Black-scaled pig demon clan! There are demons! Lu Zhen opened his mouth to remind his companions, but it was too late. The black-scaled pig monster passed through Lu Zhen's body, and its huge fangs easily tore apart Lu Zhen's body. Lu Zhen's body was broken into several pieces and scattered on the ground. It all happened very suddenly. By the time Chen Shan and others realized what had happened, Lu Zhen was already dead. There are demons! Chen Shan's eyes were red and he shouted loudly. Several of the remaining dozen or so black-scaled pig demons changed, their bodies became larger, and there was a hint of spirituality in their scarlet eyes. Black-scaled pig demon clan. There are a total of 10 black-scaled pig monsters. Chen Shan and his 8 subordinates sobered up from their anger and fell for the trick. This is a trap. Next will be a hard battle, and if they get it wrong, all of them will explain it here. Run, run back! Chen Shan roared at Yehuan, he can't care about Yehuan anymore. Yehuan turned around and ran back. This is war, not a game. Uncle Lu was still talking to him on the way here, but in just an instant, his body burst and blood splattered. A big living person just disappeared like that. In the Martial Arts Institute, when the instructor talked about the 10,000 races and wars, Yehuan felt that he was a little far away. But just when Uncle Liu's body was torn apart in front of his eyes, Yehuan's eyes instantly turned red. War is not far away. Demon Clan, it! A black-scaled demon clan shouted at Yehuan in the fence. The 3 remaining black-scaled pig monsters rushed to the fence. The acupoints on Chen Shan's body flashed, and he slashed at 2 of the black-scaled pig monsters. Chong! A fang blocked the long sword, and the violent vitality scattered everywhere, and even washed away a section of the wooden fence. A black-scaled pig demon clan blocked Chen Shan, and his blood-red eyes were full of jokes. Click, click, click. The wooden fence was knocked open by 3 holes, and the 3 black-scaled pig monsters quickly chased after Yehuan. Seeing Yehuan and the 3 black-scaled pig monsters disappearing into the night one after another, Chen Shan took a deep breath. Yu reading www.yuuganshu.com slashed at the black-scaled pig demon clan ahead. Now he can only pray that Yehuan can escape from the pursuit of the 3 black-scaled pig monsters. But that's very unlikely. In the dark night, after running along the road for a while, Yehuan heard a huge movement behind him. The 3 black-scaled pig demons were chasing him, and the crops fell in pieces. Yehuan frowned. He was no longer a martial arts student who didn't understand anything. The conversation with Lu Zhen and others made Yehuan understand the value of these crops outside the city. That is the ration of the city people. Yehuan stopped and did not continue to run forward. Yehuan thought about it very clearly. Continuing to escape may not be able to get rid of the 3 black-scaled pig demons behind him, and in the process of escaping, large tracts of crops will definitely be destroyed. This is not what Yehuan wants to see. After all, the crops are guarded by many people with their lives, and he cannot trample on them. Besides, the 3 black-scaled pig demons might not be able to kill him. Yehuan turned around, his eyes fixed on the 3 black-scaled pig demons running around in the crops, and Chen Shan's actions when dealing with the black-scaled pig demons flashed in his mind. Yehuan was learning from Chen Shan's experience in dealing with the black-scaled pig demon. Pushing her feet back, her legs exerting force, Yehuan rushed towards the black-scaled pig demon rushing in front. The pair of fangs of the black-scaled pig demon flickered coldly. Seeing that it was about to pierce Yehuan's body, Yehuan twisted his body slightly and quickly, cleverly avoiding the pair of fangs. At the moment when the two passed by, Yehuan's body opened 36 orifices, his vitality surged, and he punched the black-scaled pig demon's eyes straight. The first move of body training, attack. Wrapped in vitality, his fist smashed into the eye socket of the black-scaled pig demon. Boom! The violent vitality erupted, directly tearing the eye socket of the black-scaled pig demon. The black-scaled pig demon let out a shrill roar, and with a swing of its head, its sharp fangs swept toward Yehuan. Yehuan's punch just now directly affected the vision of the black-scaled pig demon, greatly reducing the attack threat of the black-scaled pig demon. Yehuan easily avoided the fangs of the black-scaled pig demon, seized the opportunity, and smashed his right fist at the left eye of the black-scaled pig demon again. Attack. Because the left eye of the black-scaled pig demon was affected by the previous punch, it did not dodge the punch. The right fist firmly landed on the left eye of the black-scaled pig demon. Yuan Qi easily tore open the eyelids of the black-scaled pig demon. Yehuan's right fist was as sharp as a knife, and smashed into the left eye of the black-scaled pig demon. The huge body of the black-scaled pig demon struggled violently, and its movements became smaller and smaller. At this moment, Yehuan felt a strong wind blowing behind him. Yehuan pulled out his right fist, put both hands on the back of the black-scaled pig demon, and jumped lightly from the back of the black-scaled pig demon. Poof, poof. 3 blood swords shot out. One of them was sprayed from the left eye of the black-scaled pig demon, and the other 2 were sprayed from the chest and back. 2 white fangs protruded from the other side of the body of the first black-scaled pig demon, and were stained with blood. The second black-scaled pig demon missed a hit, roared and shook its head frantically, trying to get rid of the thing on the pair of fangs. But how could the huge corpse of the companion be easily thrown away? Blood and minced meat splattered, and the wound on the first black-scaled pig demon got bigger and bigger. Yehuan turned over the corpse of the first black-scaled pig demon, and punched the second black-scaled pig demon directly on the head. The first move of body training, attack. Boom! The vitality burst, and at the same time, the black scales on the head of the second black-scaled pig demon exploded. With Yehuan's right fist as the center, the head of the second black-scaled pig demon collapsed into a large area. The head of the second black-scaled pig demon froze suddenly, and its huge body collapsed. Turning from Yehuan, he rushed towards the 3 black-scaled pig demons. 2 black-scaled pig demons died in a short period of time. The third black-scaled pig demon was rushing towards Yehuan. At this time, its 2 front hooves stuck in the soil, leaving 2 deep ravines on the ground. After stopping, the third black-scaled pig demon didn't stop at all. Its huge body turned flexibly, and ran away in the direction it came from. Yehuan took a few steps to catch up with the third black-scaled pig demon, and jumped directly onto the back of the third black-scaled pig demon. The third black-scaled pig demon twisted wildly, trying to throw Yehuan off his body. Yehuan squeezed the black-scaled pig demon's stomach tightly between her legs, and the 36 orifices opened, and she smashed straight down with a punch. Boom! The vitality wrapped in the fist easily tore the scales. Click! Flesh and blood flew, and Yehuan smashed the neck of the third black-scaled pig demon with one punch. The dashing body of the third black-scaled pig demon collapsed suddenly, rolled and fell out. Yehuan followed and fell out. Bang! Yehuan slammed his body on the ground and rolled on the ground. Yehuan jumped up and swept towards the fence. The fence collapsed in many places, and Chen Shan and his subordinates all fell into a hard fight. Chen Shan even fought 2 black-scaled pig monsters by himself. One of the black-scaled pig monsters had 500 light spots on his body and opened 500 orifices, and the other had 110 orifices. The 2 black-scaled pig monsters cooperated very well, and they tightly restrained Chen Shan and prevented him from getting out. Scoff! The vitality filled his fangs, and he tore apart Chen Shan's body to protect his vitality, leaving a wound on Chen Shan's body. Brothers, fight to the death. Even if you die, you can't make these black-scale pig monsters feel better. Looking at the subordinates who were in a hard fight, Chen Shan said with a loud laugh. Fight to the death! Fight to the death! Fight to the death! The middle-aged men shouted loudly one after another, and everyone knew that this time their chances of surviving were slim. Go to hell! A middle-aged man did not dodge, let the fangs of a black-scaled pig monster pierce his chest, and at the moment when the black-scaled pig monster was stunned, he raised the knife in his hand high, grinning fiercely. Slash with a knife! Poof! The head of the black-scaled pig monster left the body, and blood spurted out a few meters away. The middle-aged man swayed a few times, and finally fell down, blood gushing out of his mouth. The battle instantly became intensified. Vitality and blood flooded the battlefield. Yehuan heard the sound of a deadly battle from a distance, and only felt blood boil all over her body. This is the human race soldier, the soldier who guards the human race territory from being violated. Uncle Chen, I'll help you. As soon as Ye Huan arrived at the battlefield, he saw that Chen Shan was besieged by 2 black-scaled pig demons. One of the black-scaled pig demons' fangs cut a large piece of meat off Chen Shan's body and couldn't help shouting. Chen Shan turned around suddenly and saw Ye Huan behind the fence. Go away, get out of here, I don't need your help here. Chen Shan ruthlessly shouted at Ye Huan. Although it was surprising that Ye Huan was able to get rid of the 3 black-scaled pig monsters, the battle here was not something Ye Huan could participate in. This time, Ye Huan didn't listen to Chen Shan and walked straight out of the fence. Ye Huan, get out, do you want to die? Think about your father. Chen Shan's complexion changed drastically. He was really stupid. It didn't make any sense to come here at this time, but one more person died. Hum, crooked. The black-scaled pig monster who opened 500 orifices said something to the other black-scaled pig monster. Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com. The black-scaled pig demon clan who opened 110 orifices greeted Ye Huan. Give me death. Chen Shan wanted to stop the black-scaled pig monster who left, but was stopped by the black-scaled pig monster with 500 apertures. Anxious, Chen Shan slashed down with a knife, and his sword was filled with vitality. Chen Shan's knife slashed on the fangs of the black-scaled pig monster. The vitality on the knife and fangs exploded, and under the impact of the vitality, the ground exploded one after another. Chen Shan and the black-scaled pig monster stunned their bodies and stepped back. After such a delay, the black-scaled pig demon clan who opened 110 orifices quickly approached Ye Huan. Seeing this scene, Chen Shan could only helplessly remind him. This is the only thing he can do now. I hope Ye Huan can hold on for a while after receiving the reminder. Ye Huan, be careful, this is a black-scaled pig monster, not a black-scaled pig monster. Black-scaled pig monsters, black-scaled pig monsters. This is not the first time Ye Huan has heard these 2 names. Although it is only a word difference, it can make Chen Shan remind him aloud in this situation. The black-scaled pig monster is obviously not ordinary. Ye Huan was a little wary of the black-scaled pig demon clan. Whoever stops me will die. Chen Shan swung out a large piece of snow-white light with the long knife in his hand, and rushed towards the black-scaled pig monster powerhouse. To solve this black-scaled pig monster powerhouse as soon as possible, maybe Ye Huan can still be saved. The black-scaled pig demon clan who opened 110 orifices looked at Ye Huan. As soon as his eyes touched the blood-red eyes of the black-scaled pig monster, Ye Huan's body suddenly shook, and then his face turned pale and terrified. There was a hint of pride on the face of the black-scaled pig demon clan, and his fangs silently stabbed Ye Huan.